Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Jeremy Jallin here with Michael Slutsky. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. Seems like we've had some good games so far, and this one is certainly going to be another pretty good one, I think.
Yeah, we are here with round 3 action coming to you from Dallas Regionals, the first Regionals of 2019 here. It is a brand new year, but same old tricks by all these players.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. Something that's kind of interesting is this is kind of Maxi's farewell song. You know, he's had his time in the sun, and it looks like he's going to retire, taking Unknown with him. But these players are definitely taking advantage of that for that last for the last tournament that they have here.
Yeah, we saw Ross last round win with the Vesequin Flareon deck, fully utilizing Maxis to get Gallade just dominate against Drampa GX.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't seen much Unknown yet. There was kind of a lot of hype around Unknown. You know, the Exodia with Reuniclus, or maybe with Archie, some people were trying. So people are kind of waiting to see if Unknown is real or if it's hype. But Maxi's for sure, obviously.
It's been real.
It's been real, yeah. Archie or
and
Archeops.
it's been real. See you later.
Yeah, Archeops, the old friend of Maxi, is long gone, and it looks like Gallade, which took advantage of Maxi's, will likely, fall out of favor because he's gone. So, but this matchup here that we've got two great players. We've got actually Aiden Cunningham going up against the current North American Intercontinental Champion, Stephane Ivanoff. So he flew all the way from France to show us what's up.
Yeah, our current international champion, like you said, just destroyed the tournament with Zorak Garbodor.
Yep.
Him and Fabian really just put forth that deck, and we just kept seeing it again. Got a top 4 finish, I believe.
Yep.
And it is the Zorak, what they call Exodia deck. Like, you essentially get turn 1, red card, delinquent, peeking red card, and just hope your opponent doesn't draw cards for the rest of the game.
This was kind of the nightmare combo people had worried about when Delinquent first came around, that you could destroy somebody's hand right away. We never really saw it until just now, when somebody found a way to pair Zorak with it, of course.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Why not pair the best card in the game with these cards?
Absolutely. And you'll see just how powerful it can be on the first turn. We'll see if Aiden can pull this off. So
his hand is very good, so that's a good start.
Looks like he starts off with red card, one of the crucial parts of the combo. The deck is unique in that it runs 4 copies of Shaman EX. Aiden just wants to draw through as many cards on the first turn as he can to try and hit this combo, because it's so deadly. So
yeah, you really just try to control your opponent's hand from turn 1, and then the good thing about Zorak, oh, well, I'm just going to try to do it again the next time you draw out of it.
Yep, definitely. So looks like he communicationed away a Pokemon and grabbed an Execute, and then he is discarding it with that Ultra Ball, likely eyeing this Shaman here, mostly just checking through his deck, but he has a Ditto Prism in his hand, so he's got a good
Well, no, he
setup
communicationed the Ditto Prism back.
Oh, I'm sorry, he did, yes. Regardless, he does want this Shaman. He wants to try and hit a Skyfield and a Delinquent if he can.
Yeah, playing the full 4 Skyfield, usually you see most of the Zorak decks, like Zorak Garbodor, play 3. Zorak Glyspod maybe plays like 2.
Yep.
This deck, you don't even really attack with Zorak for its full max potential a lot of the times. You're really just like, I need more bench space because I want to play all my Shaman.
Yeah. you want to hit the Skyfield so you can get rid of the Skyfield. So we'll see what he gets off of this. I didn't see he's got another Ultra Ball, but he just
Ultra Ball and the Versus Seeker in his hand, drawing another Shaman off this setup as well. Still missing a few of the puzzle pieces here. One card that could be pretty helpful if he draws it is Battle Compressor.
Yep. He does have the VS Seeker, so like you said, if he does find that Battle Compressor, he can find the Delinquent. If he gets the Stadium, he has another Ultra Ball, so he can thin his hand lower again and keep digging.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's always that decision of when you have a Shaman EX in your hand, should I Ultra Ball more resources away to draw more cards, or just make this like safer play, get execute back, discard with Ultra Ball, kind of conserve some of my stuff, and really this deck could do either fine.
Also, you have the interesting situation where do you want to set up first and then Ultra Ball for the next Shaman, or do you want to take a Shaman right away and guarantee you have two? So looks like he's opting to take a Shaman. We do know he has the third one in his hand, so he's going all in here. Obviously, wants to try and win the game on the first turn with that combo if he can pull that off.
And there it is. Setup gets double colorless red card choice band. Not what
exactly
you want to see here, at least for this turn one. And granted, we're talking about all of this. He still hasn't played a supporter. He red carded Stephane
twice now.
So we don't even know what's in his hand. He could just not have anything in his hand anyway and still lose because of it.
I mean, this is certainly a strong start just by itself. You know, he's going to have 3 Zorua down.
One more
He's drawn
card.
a bunch of cards. There's the peeking red card. So if he can't hate away Stephane's entire hand, but he can see what Stephane has to work with, maybe still punish him further.
Yeah, and well, the thing is with these Zoroark decks, especially when you're going against essentially a mirror match. It's not a mirror match, but you play the same cards mostly. Turn one, you're not really doing anything. So even if you don't hit it, if you let your opponent bridge it, well, they're going to only have like 3 cards in their hand anyway.
So you can catch him next turn. Looks like he's going to Ultra Ball away that 3rd Zorua and grab his 4th Shaman.
Yeah, and see, he opted to discard the special charge now, which I think he probably should have just done it earlier if he went for it this route. But again, it's just sequencing stuff. It's really the one extra card might get you there.
Yeah, he really wants to. You know, he knows if he can hit it right now, it could be game ending. See a VS Seeker.
Oh, Skyfield Trainer's Mail.
If he can get a
way
Battle
to get
Compressor.
Tapu Lele. No.
See another red card and a Rescue Stretcher. I don't know. He did discard a Zorua at least, and there's an egg in the discard, but I don't think he wants to play that. He was so close.
Oh, man. It took 4 Shaman, but I think he's just missing that Delinquent. And it's awkward because, yeah, the 2 Versus Seeker in your hand.
And so, you know, he plays all these. He played all 4 of his Shaman. That's all of his auxiliary draw outside of trade. And he still didn't actually hit a draw supporter.
Yeah, played no supporter for the turn. And looking at Stephane's hand now.
Stephane's going to use Battle Compressor. Obviously, check the deck. Thin it so that red cards are going to be a little less effective as, you know, junk cards are taken out of the deck. I don't see a VS Seeker in his hand.
I think he has 2.
Okay.
So his hand's 2 Versus Seeker, a Choice Band, and an Execute.
Okay.
He does kind of have the thing where, do I bridge it this turn, try to get set up, or do I get something like Professor Juniper and just refill my hand? Because even if I get bridge it and I have this Versus Seeker for next turn, if he delinquents me, I just lose.
Right. Yeah, I think Stephane realizes all he needs to do is get a Zoroark in play to survive these red card and peeking red card hits. So I like the idea of the Juniper. He does run only 1 copy of it. It looks like he is eyeing that, I think.
Well, he also has that Bridget too. So this might be the play where he just Versus Seeker for Bridget, hope you don't have Delinquent, and then next turn Versus Seeker for Juniper.
That's what he's going to do, yep. Obviously here.
Oh, actually, this is smart. With the Execute in the discard that it compressored away, you can just bring it back to your hand and kind of Delinquent-proof your hand.
That's certainly true as well, yeah. Because he does have the other egg in his hand, and so if Aiden opts to use, you know, Delinquent, he can pitch both of them. Also, if Aiden shuffles them away, he can just compressor them later. So this is
That-
good play by Stephane. He takes Pseudo-Wudo. So this is actually really smart by Stephane here, I think, as well.
Oh, yeah. Basically, the whole goal of Aiden's deck is Skyfield for Shaman, discard the Skyfield, discard my Shaman.
Yep.
Now, those Shaman are kind of stuck.
Yep. And with only 2 Zorua down, this means that Stephane has a chance to, set up more Zorks and eventually out-resource him with trade. But looks like he just does the propagation like you said, and he passes over to Aiden.
Oh, no. He drew the Tapu Lele for the turn, the card he needed last turn.
Yep.
And now he's not able to even play it down because of Sudowoodo. Paralyzing Gaze is attack we're going to see this turn.
He has to Guzma up the Pseudo. He does whiff. This way it does protect his DCE because now Stephane can't Guzma. Obviously he's not going to. He is playing that Sycamore. Now both eggs in the discard.
This is what Stephane needed right here. He needed to survive the first 2 turns.
Yep. And now this is one of the things that players talk about with this Exodia Zoric deck. The power of it diminishes significantly after the first few turns. So Stephane has a chance to, has a chance to really kind of take over the board with a lot more Zoric. So we'll see.
Oh, gets the double colorless. Does he have access to Floatstone maybe? I don't see it in his hand or a way to get another Zoroark out for maybe more trades.
He does run 2 copies of Float, so unfortunate that he didn't hit it this time, but we do see that Vespiquen in his hand. So I don't know if it'll be that useful this game, at least not until way later, but
I just love that that's a tech in his deck. It's so smart and really shows the utility and power of Ditto Prism.
Yep, definitely. A lot of people think Ditto Prism and Expanded, there's a million different stage 1s you could run, but oftentimes it's the ones that are already established to be good that are the best techs. In this case, like Vespiquen. So we do see a chorus for 7.
Yeah, off
Aiden.
the top.
So now he's got a chance to try and get back into this.
This is the thing he actually needed to actually come back to this game. Zoroark is going to be able to take a knockout on the Sudowoodo, meaning he'll be able to fill out his bench again and play the Riotous-beating trading Zoroarks.
Yep.
Whereas, like, Stephane's deck gets around that with maybe something like Garbotoxin.
Yep.
There's nothing of that sort for Aiden here.
Yeah. Something Aiden does have is, of course, he runs his own copy of Sudowoodo. So if he can knock out Stephane's, then he'll be able to play his own and flip the script on Stephane there with...
Yeah, no Trubbish on Stephane's side of the field.
So we'll see. Takes another Zoroark with that Ultra Ball. He did trade once. He will use that famous Propagate trade combo. Free cards.
Everyone
Always
loves free
good.
cards.
Always good. Yep.
Yeah. And his hand's not too bad.
Yep. He does have a Juniper if he needs additional draw next turn. He only has 2 trades, but now Stephane's got a chance to, get some Trubbish down and try and establish the dominant board position that he needs to try and take over this game here. So he starts with a Skyfield.
Oh, well, that's step 1. Skyfield allows you to try to take the knockout this turn. But seeing his hand, he did not like it and chose to play that N.
Forced to N, yeah. Of course, he does have 1 trade, and, we know Zoroark decks have the potential to really explode with the bench, even off of just an N and a single trade. He does have 2 Shaman.
Nothing's worse when you're sitting across from a Zoroark player who has 1 Zoroark in play and they trade in, like, Zoroark and then trade into another Zoroark.
Yep. We do see another Zoroark and a Mime. There is a communication in his hand as well, so he will be able to get like a Shaman or additional draw off these trades. He might even be eyeing it now to do before he starts trading.
Yeah, because you kind of want to keep the Mime, just because it's another Pokemon you need.
Looks like
so
he puts it
being
back.
being able to put it back, you have more chance to draw into basics.
Drawing. Yep. Yeah, and this way, of course, by taking Shaman right away, he'll be able to set up for, I believe it's 4 cards. Then he'll have the additional trades to keep
and then
drawing.
probably just draw another Zoroark as well.
Yep. Yeah. So Zoroark is all about it's sequencing. It's making sure you're maximizing your ability to draw cards. So we do see this set up for 4. Floatstone. There's the 3rd Zoroark, and we do see a Lele. So that's another Pokemon.
Granted, though, he still needs a little bit more help here.
He does.
He
Yep.
does get 6 free cards.
He's going to need to find 4 more Pokemon. And, of course, he does have the 2 Execute in his discard.
Well, no, so he just needs 2 Pokemon.
So he needs 2 with those 2 Executes. It's probably, obviously, he's going to take a supporter here. Maybe something to just
Propagate
discard.
trade, Ultra Ball, Zoroark.
Okay. So he can find another Shaman here to keep drawing.
Yeah, and this is where, again, you kind of want to just discard the cards with Ultra Ball, and even though you have 2 Executes in your discard.
Yep. He's going to discard the Zoroark and the Psychic Energy. Psychic, you know, he does run only 2 copies of it, but he figures this is going to be a Zoroark slugfest. You know, maybe he can save the last Psychic Energy to clean up with the Garb late, but right now he needs to take out this one Zoroark.
Yeah, and honestly, the way this deck plays, it's pretty easy to do that consistently, especially with that Shaman. I would like to, I guess that doesn't really matter. The Lele searching for a supporter doesn't do anything.
You know, maybe he searches for the supporter just to take it out of the deck, so it's one less possible card he could draw.
But then you limit a card that you can draw as well.
Sure, certainly. He opts to not do it. Shaman for 5. He still has 2 trades left here.
And there's the last Pokemon he needed.
He also got a Rescue Stretcher, so if he wanted, he could take the Sudowoodo back, knock out this Zoroark, and limit Aiden to 4. Trades again.
There's the last trade, red card.
And he does have the red card too. Oh, we might see.
This is a dominant turn for
absolutely
here.
And like we said, he started it with a single Zoroark and an N. And you see just how powerful Zoroark decks can be in Expanded with Skyfield and with Shaman and all the tricks that they have. So double propagates and Ultra Balls them away. Just taking another basic, probably a Trubbish here, obviously.
Also, the 2 garbage collection, too. Last round we saw, all right, not last round, but one of the rounds, round 1, we saw the Stomp Off one was one of them.
Yep.
Try to get them.
So he does take the Sudowoodo back with that stretcher. And now Aiden he sees the writing on the wall. There's no way he's coming back in this one.
And that is the fragileness of this deck. He was so close. He dug so many cards.
Yeah.
Did not get the Delinquent. And then as a result, Stephane was able to set up, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, okay, I can't do anything.
Yeah, and that's honestly one of the things that kind of scared players away from the Zoroark Exodia deck is that, you know, the first turn is so powerful, but if you whiff, then you're suddenly playing kind of a worse Zoroark deck against every other one. And, you know, Stephane, he bided his time, he managed to survive, and he absolutely demolished Aiden from pretty much the 3rd turn on. So very well played by both. You know, do you think, I guess if I'm Aiden, I probably want to play a supporter on the first turn. That would be a good start.
Yeah, my game plan would probably be red card, Delinquent, peeking red card.
I think so.
Seems a pretty good
maybe
game
shake
plan.
things up a bit this time. Last time he just red carded.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But yeah, I mean, and we see, like, if he can pull that off, it's suddenly, you will see the dominant victory from Aiden. So honestly, well played by both, all things considered. Aiden just kind of had some ugly draws. You know, it's unfortunate a lot of times with these like big Shaman decks. Sometimes you're drawing a lot with Shaman, but you keep drawing junk. So eventually you can't pitch the junk. And
I'm
you just
actually
get clogged up.
surprised that he's only playing 1 copy of Battle Compressor.
Mm-hmm.
I would think at least 2 would be good because it turns on your Versus Seekers for the combo.
Yeah, and also it just thins the deck, so you have a higher chance of drawing, you know, red cards or peeking red cards or whatever. So, but we'll see if Aiden can hit the magic in game 2 here. Looks like they're shuffling up, shaking hands, and they are ready to go. Unfortunately, he starts a Shaman.
Yeah, never really what you want to see, but he could just have it in his hand.
So we see a Skyfield already. He's communicating.
Skyfield, Shaman.
I don't know what else is in there.
Might be a Lele.
Could be.
Or Seismitoad. He does play that.
He does play 1 copy of Seismitoad. He also plays a copy of Level Ball.
It's super weird. I think it only has like 6 targets in the deck.
Yeah, it finds the Forzarua, it finds Ditto, and it finds Egg. So maybe he just wants a card that he can turn and burn to find Forzarua. Trainer's Bell, there's the Battle Compressor.
Oh, well, there we go. That is at least Delinquent.
Looking at
could be
Juniper, Guzma, Egg, I think. Maybe he just wants these in here and figures he can, if he does have Lele, he just get Delinquent anyway.
Another card I would be eyeing down right now in his deck is that Sudowoodo, and yeah, we saw it. He passed it. It's one card that's going to be pretty important against Stephane, especially if he doesn't go for the Garbodor.
Yeah. So it looks like he does toss the Guzma, Juniper, and Egg. It's interesting that these Zoroark players are opting to play Juniper over Sycamore. You know, I guess it's...
Yeah, I know. Nick was a big fan of Professor Juniper, and I questioned him for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Zoroark
They
played
just
with
don't get it.
Sycamore. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad you're a Professor Sycamore buddy of mine.
Absolutely. So we see the red card. We see a double.
Oh, Delinquent is the card in hand. It's
Okay,
a full
so
art.
this is... So he is a peeking red card away from hitting Stephane with the perfect combo here.
And granted, to be fair, a lot of the cards that help Stephane draw out of stuff like this is cards like Ultra Ball or Pokemon Communication to find the Lele. But if he doesn't have enough cards in hand, then
he
even
can't
if he
do it.
has one, doesn't help.
Yeah. So it looks like he does he uses Propagation and discards the Stretcher and that Egg with Ultra Ball. Probably taking a Shaman here just to try and dig for that red card, obviously.
The peeking red card.
The peeking red card, I'm sorry, yep. We'll see. Oh, man. Stephane probably realizes something dangerous is coming.
Oh, you have to. And I think the super dangerous part is starting to execute.
Yeah.
Because that means Shaman's just going to take a knockout.
Yeah, and then he can bring the Shaman back and possibly draw more. We see that level ball.
Oh, there
and
is the computer search. And there you have it. Aiden has assembled Exodia.
Yes. Aiden's deck has no pathetic cards, but it does contain Delinquent red card, Peeking red card, Skyfield on the first turn. So, pretty good.
Not bad.
Yugi would be proud, I think. We do see him take the Ditto Prism with that level ball. There's that turn and burn search we talked about.
Which I actually like, too, just because Ditto turns on another Zoroark, turns on a Alolan Muck if he wants.
Yep. So he discards a Chorus, and I didn't see what the other card was.
Delinquent.
Delinquent, okay.
Interesting to see he didn't do the Egg. But
Oh, he's opting to... Oh, he's trying to say that he propagated the communication.
well, I think he can't even play it because his hand doesn't have a Pokemon.
Right. I think what he's doing is he was moving too fast.
Yeah.
He meant to say propagation, whatever. So obviously
Yeah,
easily
because
reversible.
it's essentially an illegal card to
Correct.
play.
Yeah. So he does put the egg back. Probably gonna take maybe a Zoroark to set him up for next turn. Oh, he's just gonna keep going.
He's gonna get rid of his hand. Shaman set up for 6.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty good, I would say.
Actually, do you Shaman before, hope to draw more basics, and then get rid of your Skyfield?
I think
some
I would
Shaman?
do that. Yeah, try and find another Zorua so you could discard one of the Shamans because he's gonna pick one up next turn.
Yeah.
With the Sky Return, so looks like he does opt to do that. We do see the Ultra Ball. There's no egg, and the Zorua.
Zoroark. That is a pretty good 3 cards. Oh my gosh.
Another Zoroark. Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
So
that was
here's
a pretty
the
good
Delinquent
turn.
piece number 2.
Oh, there's the Lele in hand too.
And
So we will have one random card from Stephane here.
The peeking
red card. Yeah, you're gonna want to shuffle
Stephane
it back in.
knows. So now Stephane needs to channel his inner Yugi here. We need to see some heart of the cards in what could very well be his only turn this game. So, we see the power of Delinquent. A lot of people were talking about, is Delinquent something that needs to be taken a look at as red card? And we see the power.
Skyfield, no.
And
no. And there you have it, Aiden. 1 turn. Now he's 1-1.
Yeah. And it's crazy how fast and powerful that combo is. That time it seemed like he was hitting all the cards he needed. It seemed like he was hitting more than what he needed.
Oh,
kind
exactly.
of a luxury of riches there.
I think his next turn, he probably could have pulled it off again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so, Stephane has the advantage in that he's going first, so he'll for sure get 1 turn of supporters. But Aiden doesn't really care because he can still hit him on his first turn, and that might seal the game anyway. So Stephane's got to hope for a little bit of that round 1 magic. Hope Aiden bricks a little bit.
Well, going first is definitely going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being able to get Sudowoodo in play.
Yeah, definitely.
That's going to be his #1 priority, I think.
Yeah, if he can even just find, in game 1, he bridgeted for 2 Zorua and a Pseudo. It doesn't really matter what else he takes, obviously Zorua, but pseudo is the key. It will hinder Aiden's ability to try and cheese him out. So
Yeah, I think even some way to get Garbotoxin, like if you can pseudo kind of stop him turn 1 and then Garbotoxin next turn, that pretty much seals the deal.
the game is pretty much over. Yeah.
I don't believe I see any field blower.
Yeah.
So
Aiden,
yeah, it is just
Aiden
all
doesn't
in.
really expect to deal with Garb. He hopes to win the game by stopping them from playing cards right away, as we did see. So
Well, here's a mulligan from Stephane here.
Stephane does not look terribly enthused to be
I mean,
here.
would you be when
I don't think
your
so,
opponent
no.
just did that to you and
Yeah.
you drew your 3rd Skyfield?
Yeah. Yeah, understandably. He flew all the way from Paris. Has to get Exodia'd on stream. Probably not how he wanted to start to play round 3, but we are getting set up here. See the handshake, and we are going to the final game. So, Stephane
okay.
starts
I was about to say his
Lele.
hand looks pretty bad, but there was an Ultra Ball hiding in the back.
Yep. We do see a double colorless in his hand as well, so he'll be able to put on some sort of aggression early here. Likely probably going to take a Lele with this Ultra Ball, I would guess, or a Bridget.
But again, so like you're discarding your hand down. Discards the Colress. It kind of telegraphs to Aiden, like, yeah, I have another supporter in my hand.
Yep.
Which could be good or bad, because
Yep.
Stephane, I don't think I see another supporter in his hand. He might have a Versus Seeker, but he could just be like, yeah, I want him to red card me.
Yeah, well, he does have at least the one Zorak there. And still, if I'm Stephane, grabbing a Lele and a Bridget is good, because if he has Pseudo-Wudo, then Aiden started Egg.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's another spot that's gone. So he'll only have 3 Shaman to try and hit this combo. So I think Stephane is kind of daring him to go for broke on such a limited amount of options. But I don't.
Do you see Sudowoodo?
I do
Or
not.
do you see
the
Bridget?
Pseudo.
Oh, Sudowoodo's there.
Pseudo's there.
Do you see Bridget? Oh,
Okay.
Whew.
Sigh of relief for Stephane. He's just checking the deck now, obviously. If I'm him, I'd probably just double Zorua Pseudo, right?
I think Zorua Ditto Pseudo.
That's fine too.
Because then if you get Garb,
Yep, then he can get Garb off the Ditto. Kind of funny. Use Ditto's incredible ability to evolve into something that will prevent that from
it
ever
does look
happening.
like he's just going the Zorua route.
I think he figures, like, if I can just set up, then I can get the Garbotoxin later.
Yeah.
You know, we saw he didn't even go for Garbotoxin. He just set up.
Yeah.
And that was enough. So this is as good of a first turn. You know, starting Lele isn't even that bad. Lele's pretty big, so it would at least survive, you know, 1 turn.
Especially under Pseudo.
Yep. So now we pass, and we'll see what Aiden can do to respond here.
Trainer's Mail
So
coming
Trainer's
from Aiden.
Mail. We do see the Skyfield. We see communication, but he obviously takes Skyfield. He does have a red card in his hand also. So he's
Just naturally have it.
got a
Not have
couple
to play
pieces.
a Shaman.
Yep. And that's obviously he wants to see that because he knows he's not going to be able to, you know, use all 4 Shaman. He's not going to be able to totally blow up. He needs to definitely sequence right and conserve a little bit. So
Yeah, and his hand's kind of clunky as well. And granted, as I say that, he has Ultra Ball off of the Trainer's Mail.
yeah, 2 Ultra Ball.
But like a double colorless special charge in his hand as well.
He opts to discard both doubles.
Which is fine because you have that special charge.
Yeah.
You essentially just discarded a special charge, cleared out 2 cards from your hand,
Yep.
so you can draw more with Shaman.
In a previous day and age, this would induce nightmares, having to discard 2 doubles with that Ultra Ball. But, you know, Pokemon's got his back with that special charge. He's eyeing a Lele here. Do you think he takes the Delinquent right away and just leaves Stephane with 1 card
You
off
could.
of this?
Colress is not that big of a draw supporter for him
Yep.
if he does have a Versus Seeker left.
Does use
And
the
you
red
do
card.
have Shaman to try to draw into peeking.
Yep, that's true. So he is holding the Lele, so obviously that is smart. If he can hit peeking and sees that Stephane's hand isn't that good, maybe he doesn't even need to use Delinquent this turn. He
Mhm.
can go for like a Colress and try and set up a little more, and try and cheese him next turn. But this first setup is going to be is really, I think it can kind of highlight exactly how this turn is going to play out for Aiden. So it'll be for 5, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
So set up for 5. We see that level ball, Juniper, VS Seeker, Skyfield,
Computer search. There we go.
Oh man. Oh,
Level
he's able
ball
to-
already has the egg in the active spot, so opts for the Ditto instead. Computer search will discard the Juniper and the Skyfield. Lele gets the delinquent. Computer search gets the peeking red card, and then he has a Professor Juniper for next turn.
with his VS Seeker. Yeah, so he was able to perfect combo him twice in a row. Kaiba's worst nightmare. We see the Wonder Tag. Stephane knows what's coming. Anytime your opponent is playing a combo or sequencing based deck and they play a computer search, you can pretty much bet on
100%. Oh, you started computer search? Oh, good job.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we do see him take the delinquent. He's going to hit him with the cheese. Stephane's pitching those.
So no
We see
good
the
cards
red
in
card.
that. Has the
just a
communication. Is there an egg in there?
So now this is interesting. There's
no
an
egg.
egg.
I think you have to leave it.
Well, so it's interesting because Stephane runs 24 Pokemon, and there's currently 6 that are in play in his discard. So if he leaves it, that leaves 20 possible outs for a supporter, and he opts to just get rid of it.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
So
But
I think I like that play.
So now instead he just has 2 random draws of
yep.
Versus Seeker or Natural Supporter, Shaman, Lele.
Yep.
I don't know.
He passes. Let's see. He does the old poker. He's looking.
Doing something.
Moving his Pokemon. Oh! Shaman off of the draw. Draws 5. He's got Skyfield.
Has a Guzma and a Zork.
Oh,
Skyfield as well.
This is devastating. You hate to see this if you're Aiden. This is certainly an occasion for sour grapes.
And so, now, like, all Aiden's thing is, should I have left the communication?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, definitely. So he will trade the Guzma.
Oh, wow. Has the Floatstone, but no double colorless here in his hand. Still has not played a supporter, but I don't see one in his hand.
I think it's interesting. Like, he doesn't have the double anyway, so if he keeps the egg here, Aiden can't attack. And he does have the, okay, well, take it back. But Stephane has a Zorak now, so he'll be able to survive any sort of delinquent shenanigans from now on.
That's pretty good. 5 cards here, though.
Definitely. We see
the last 2 were pretty bad. But.
Yeah. See another Skyfield, another Zorak, another red card, or a peeking red card, I'm sorry.
There's a communication in his hand as well.
But it's unfortunate for Aiden because we saw in game 1, even just one Zorak can be enough. And when Aiden is kind of suffocated by that Sudowoodo, his options are pretty limited here.
Yeah, we might actually see him communication for the Alolan Muck just to shut it off.
Just to try and let him set up a little more. He does only have 1 trade if he does evolve here, but
which is rough, but I think you have to.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Definitely. This turns off half of his deck.
Yep.
Those Shamans don't do anything anymore.
Yep.
Your own Sudowoodo doesn't do anything.
And now if I'm Stephane, I don't really mind, because you said the Shamans are turned off. So Aiden's ability to match him with draws is going to be way lesser.
And then there's a retreat, and I think we're just going to see a Sky Return here. 30 damage, bring the Execute back up to the active spot.
Yep.
Pretty heads-up play, just limiting your prizes from your opponent that they're able to take.
Also clears up bench space for him. Did he have a Zorua in his hand?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe. Okay. I thought he had something, but we see a trade.
Oh, has the red card from Stephane here off that trade. Double colorless as well. I don't think he has a way to really get that Lele out of the active spot, though.
Yeah.
Taking a knockout on a one-prize attacker, especially an Execute, is definitely not what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, the Muck will
prevent shenanigans from.
Yep.
But it's when you're trying to just knock out 3 Zorarks,
yep.
It kind of like forces you into that 7-prize game.
Yep. Also, the Lele only having 30 damage on it means Zorak could knock him out without even needing Skyfield. So
anything you can do, I can do better.
Yep.
Floatstone the active, double colorless on the Shaman. We will see a Sky Return taking the knockout here. You don't mind one prize if you don't have to sacrifice a double colorless for it.
Yep, absolutely. So now he's opting to put up, maybe he's going to, maybe the undamaged Lele? No, he opts to just put the Zork up. This is a little risky.
A little risky, but
I guess
he's hoping with the ability lock in play that Aiden's not going to be able to cobble together the DCE choice band and 6 bench Pokemon.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Yeah. And Aiden, you know, the Muck is great, but it shuts off the Sudowoodo, but he doesn't have anything to use with it.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I don't know. I don't really know what I mean, obviously he needs to get some more Zorua.
Oh, he has the delinquent peaking red card stuff again, but will it be enough
really
in the face of that one Zoroark?
Do much. There's those. Hits him with the red card. The dowsing.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely put that back.
Well, there's no eggs in the discard.
No eggs in the discard, but he draws a card for his turn, discards the card for trade, and then discards with dowsing.
Yep, definitely true. We see the trade 1.
Ooh,
there's a
Zorua
Zorua.
Is good.
And he does have a possible level ball. No, never mind. He grabs a VS Seeker off of his trainer's mail, and he does have the double to attack. He won't be doing too much damage, but Stephane playing it like a pro. You don't want to look at the card.
Any extra information you give your opponent could lose you the game.
Yep.
Because what if he just goes, oh, I have another peaking red card?
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like he will only hit him for 80, and
I think it's a Zoroark.
One of the ugliest attacks that you can do as a Zoroark player, hitting another Zoroark for not a knockout.
Not a knockout, and possibly not a 2-hit knockout.
Yeah, we see him trade into the second Zoroark. Not sure what they're gesturing about here, but see a trade the Shaman. Obviously unfortunate that he can't use that, but...
Oh, but Skyfield, double colorless, and then... I can't see the last card in his hand. It might be another Skyfield.
Okay, that is unfortunate.
So he will be able to at least attack, but,
but he might
I don't think you want to do that in the face of a Zoroark player that could just
blow
dominate.
Up and kill you.
You know your opponent has a first Seeker in their hand.
Yep. Yeah, this is some ugly draw. You know, obviously he was able to find a second Zoroark, but these trades have not been too good to him.
Yeah, and there's the double colorless. I guess just getting the damage down is what's important here.
This is a pretty weak Zoroark slugfest.
And yeah, there we see his hand. Communication, not the card you kind of want to draw here. You wish you could use your execute, get that Zoroark.
Yeah. You know, he might be able to still hit something off this trade. He's declaring he's using trade.
Well, I think he's still debating. You use it when you flip it over, I guess.
Okay. So it looks like he's opting to play the Skyfield.
And then, yeah.
I think he's going to VS Seeker for Juniper and just draw and then see what he gets off of this. There's another Zorua. Double. There's a Floatstone also. So
yeah, but I don't think I see...
There's no Zoroarks.
No Zoroarks. No other Pokemon, really. There's the Rescue Stretcher, but he needs
a lot more.
6 Pokemon on his bench.
He's got the Zorua, but one Zorua.
All right, there's the trade. Needs to be big. Double Ultra Ball.
But that's unfortunate.
That's enough. He has a Stretcher.
No, but he can't use the eggs, so...
He's going to have to get rid of everything.
Yeah, and I don't think... That won't be... Oh, yeah, it will, yeah. So this is a knockout, so this is actually huge for Aiden. That's right,
Math is hard, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here to catch you.
Well, I'm a history major. I'm not a math major, so cut me some slack. But, yeah, I mean, if he can get the knockout here and Stephane can't respond, then then dumping your hand doesn't really matter. He's grabbing a second Zoroark.
I think he looked at his deck and he's like, I have 4 Shaman, and I haven't drawn one of those yet.
Yeah.
I could probably trade into 1.
Yeah.
And it's the same as my Ultra Ball. This is really risky, though.
Yeah, because if he doesn't hit it, then he has to pitch more, but we'll see. Trades one of the doubles. Ouch! You hate to see it.
Oh.
Is that a? I think it's a It's a
No,
Guzma.
versus Seeker Guzma.
He's got to pitch more resources.
I don't know if he has it.
He would have to discard the. He's opting to discard VS.
Oh yeah,
Seeker.
he has to Ultra Ball, get a Pokemon, and then
Communication.
Stretcher.
Or I'm sorry, Stretcher. Yep. For that last Pokemon.
Which is rough because he's discarded Colress versus Seeker and Guzma this turn.
He's honestly discarded quite a few resources over the course of this game. His deck didn't look too colorful.
There was 4 Shaman in it, so that was pretty colorful.
Sure,
Or
yeah.
3, sorry. There's one in the discard.
Once upon a time, that was pretty good. But not since Muck showed up.
There's Stretcher, the only basic you can.
And there's
Double
the next
colorless.
double.
And
He
then
is-
Riot is beating. Luckily, he did have that double colorless energy, so he will be able to respond with another knockout potentially.
So Stephane now.
Relying on only 1 trade.
He does have a choice band in his hand, though.
Oh, there is a versus Seeker off the trade.
If he can hit a double colorless and use that choice band, he could knock out this Zoroark with his Lele. And possibly preserve his Zoroark.
I think you just go for the colors here.
Yeah, you have to. Does he play the choice band first?
I think they're just figuring out what trades have been used and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So he's eyeing the Ultra Ball. Maybe he'll just discard the choice band. Wants to just keep attacking with Zoroark. You know, Aiden, even though he took a knockout last turn, he only has 2 cards in his hand. So maybe Stephane is hoping he won't be able to draw into like a choice band response.
Yeah, it is harder for Aiden to actually knock out a Zoroark than it is to knock out a Lele.
Yeah, definitely. So we see a big chorus for 10.
Good job. I'm proud
Thanks. I'm learning. I'm doing my best.
of you. Colors is still something that trips me up to this day. It draws so many different numbers of cards every turn.
Yeah. And they're all just absurdly high amounts. But
All right, we do see a double colorless there. We also see a Trubbish as well. Could be something for next turn to really just seal the game away.
I think Trubbish is going to be really good here. Aiden has burned a ton of items. So Trubbish and Trashalanche will be able to start hitting for a lot of damage here towards the end. Got a Ditto as well. So he can get a second Zoroark this next turn if you wanted.
Or even Trashalanche Garbotoxin.
Trashalanche Garbotoxin. You know, with an N, that could, you know, kind of seal Aiden's chances, but we'll see how he responds. He's got the Pseudo in his hand, but unfortunately, obviously he can't limit Stephane's bench, but trades into Zoroark, Shaman.
So funny enough, he keeps drawing into his basic Pokemon that he needs, but wow, he just drew the exact sequence of cards that he needs to take the knockout here. How perfect.
Yeah, he just
All right,
pushes.
knockout.
There's a push motion. He's going all in. So now,
This is what it comes down to.
Yeah. I think maybe hitting that Trashalanche Garbotoxin could be money.
Really just backbreaking.
Seven's got a lot of cards, but I don't.
How many double colorless has Aiden gone through? There's 2 on the top of his discard. The 1 attached, so he's 1 left.
Okay. He would also, of course, need to find a Guzma to get around the Trashalanche that is presumably coming.
Yeah.
But
3 versus Seeker down. 2 double colorless.
a million items. The Trashalanche will certainly be able to knock out this clean Zoroark.
All right, so hear me out. Do you Guzma, like if he has access to it, as his hand's massive, so he probably does. Do you Guzma the Alolan Muck, take the knockout, turn your Sudowoodo on,
Oh, that's a pretty good play, yeah.
and then next turn Trashalanche?
Yeah, because if the Sudowoodo reactivates, then Aiden won't be able to knock out this Lele because the Zoroark, even with the choice band, the Zoroark will only be able to do 130. So that could actually be Stephane's way to guarantee a knockout even past, or even more secure than Garbotoxin. That's interesting. So it looks like he's just thinning cards with Compressor. Obviously, these eggs, unfortunately,
These eggs are scrambled.
Yeah, vital part of Zorik's breakfast. And most of them only, it seems like 2 eggs is all they play.
Yeah,
like
last year for Dallas, Isaiah Williams popularized the 4 execute.
Right.
Zorark getting second to Riley.
Yeah.
Really just pushing Zorark and like the thought of like this kind of Zorark type deck into the forefront of Expanded.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, last season too at Dallas, we saw red card Zorark kind of come into the limelight, and we've come a full year now, and somebody figured out a way to make red card Zorark even more oppressive, I guess, with Aiden's Exodia deck. At the same time, though, you know, these 2 eggs, I don't know, 2-egg omelet is pretty small. I usually eat like 3 or 4. So
I've done 5.
5?
I mean, when you're on a keto diet, that's when.
I guess, yeah. Bacon too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just thinning cards here.
He's in a very good position, but it's a scary position because if you don't disrupt Aiden somehow this turn, he could just have it.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's probably just thinking the best way to do it. He's eyeing the VS Seeker, but I think is it also a Colress in his hand? No, it is a Colress.
Yeah, Colress. But VS Seeker would give you access to that Alolan Muck if he chooses, but Colress.
He's opting to Colress. I would have maybe attached that Psychic Energy. I don't know what he's. Do you think maybe he's just trying to go all in with Zorark?
He's just trying to Colrus, Zorark, double colorless. That's why he didn't discard the executes, because they're just more Pokemon for him to bench.
Sure, sure.
The only thing that's risky is you don't have any Zorark in play.
Yeah.
But I think his deck's low enough to where he'll be able to draw quite a bit, but his hand was also pretty big too.
Yeah.
So he could just redraw his exact same hand and just be stuck.
So he draws 13.
I think he got it.
I think so too. There's the Zork. We see another Trubbish, so that's a better Pokemon to put down. There's the Garbotoxin he's eyeing.
I think Klefki as well.
Yep. I think there's also Floatstone in there. I see the Psychic again, but I don't see a double.
No, there's a double there. There has to be, right?
There's a Psychic for sure. How does
is it all going to be on this one trade?
It might have to be. It's hard to see like the back half of his hand, but the fact that he hasn't played these.
Oh, he does have a double.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So I think the thing he's trying to figure out too, he has that Pokemon communication.
Yep.
Could go for that Trash Lanch and force his opponent to have a Guzma.
Also, the thing about Klefki is that it will not work because of the Muck.
Yeah.
So, there's a Vespiquen.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ditto also doesn't work.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Oh, so this is.
So he's going to have to decide, do I want Trash Lanch or Garbotoxin?
I think I would go with Garbotoxin here. You have to just hope that Aiden can't draw into.
Does he have a tool, though?
I thought I saw Floatstone, but maybe not. Maybe it was only the. He catches a double.
Oh,
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't want to commit yet. This is an important turn here. You've been able to stave off the combo, and you're surviving. But now your opponent has 2 prizes left, and you're like, oh, man, I need 2 more turns, and I can win. I can come back.
Trubbish, Mime, and presumably an egg on the bench. He's going to retreat. I think he's just going to go all in here. Not going to use either of the Garbodor.
It also could be a fact that Trash Lanch is prized.
Could be, yep.
But here we go. Does Aiden have the correct combination of cards? Drew a Versus Seeker for the turn. Has Ultra Ball to discard. Double colorless. Does he have the Choice Band? Oh, Guzma.
That is.
He can't retreat. Oh. He has a Stretcher in hand.
Okay, so he can pull up.
He needs another Pokemon.
No, he'll do 180 with, oh no.
Yeah, he needs another Pokemon. Oh no, wait, there's 30 damage on that Tapu Lele.
Yeah. So if he just takes a Zork with the Stretcher, he wins. think he's just making
So,
sure. Oh, he's okay.
so you
There's the Guzma.
the Tapu Lele with 30. Bring up your Zorua, Stretcher to Zoroark, double colorless, Ride is speeding for
Yeah,
knockout.
and he'll have to use every card in the deck to pull this off.
Oh, he has 0 deck?
Yeah, he traded into the rest of his deck.
Oh,
but
man.
he
How
has
heartbreaking for Stephane.
just enough
But,
gas.
ooh.
He can't play that battle compressor, but he can attach the double, and there it is.
Wow.
What a match.
What a way to close out the game. He actually saw the choice band was prized.
Yeah. Wow. So that was the combo didn't rear its head in game 1, so Stephane was able to win. Game 2 went just how Aiden liked. Game 3, he couldn't really. I think he hit the combo once.
The combo basically bought him a turn or two.
Yeah. Stephane was able to get Zork outside of the combo, but he couldn't draw into what he needed. And then, Aiden, he was pitching so many resources, but he had just enough gas left in the tank to obliterate Stephane in game 3 there.
Yeah, basically,
style.
essentially just playing his entire deck, hoping thank the Lord my GCE wasn't prized.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was well played by all parties. Stephane, it's unfortunate he chorused for 13 and he still didn't get exactly what he wanted. Getting a tool, I think, would have sealed the game for Stephane, unless the double was the top card of Aiden's deck. But well played by both.
Yeah, pretty crazy to see just the variance between all these Zoroark decks. You have Jimmy's Zoroark Seismitoad, the control version.
Yep.
You have the regular Zoroark Garb without Trash Lance. You have the one with Trash Lance, and now Vespiquen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you have this turn 1 red card delinquent peeking red card for Shaman just explode on the field and deny you of even playing Pokemon.
Yeah, so we are going to grab Aiden for a quick winners interview here. So we will be right back, but stay tuned. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm here with the winner of round 3 here at the Dallas Pokemon Regional Championships, Aiden Cunningham. You took down the current reigning NAIC champion, Stephane Ivanoff, in a great 3-game set. How are you feeling right now?
Honestly, I'm a little, shaken up. I was terrified having to play against him.
Yeah.
Way better than me. He's really good. It's on stream. Hella social anxiety. But I'm glad I took my meds this morning.
Yeah, well, it looks like...
And I feel really bad because they should ban Delinquent. It's stupid. I didn't let him play the game, the second game, and donked him. Just straight up ban.
Yeah.
Please.
So game 1, we saw you digging and digging and digging all 4 Shamans. You couldn't find the combo, and he was able to easily take over the game there.
100%.
Game 2 was perfect. You hit him with the cheese. And then game 3, you hit him with it, but it was later in the game after he had set up.
No, I think I hit him turn 1. Or my second My first turn, his second turn. But I think he drew out of it.
Okay. Well, that's
Anyway.
Yeah,
But
regardless.
regardless.
It looks like in game 3, the combo is able to not necessarily take him out of the game, but just buy you a turn.
Yes, 100%.
How did you feel in game 3, when you had the muck out and you were kind of just relying on trades, hoping to hit all of it? Did you think maybe you had enough to take it, or where were you?
I was terrified. I didn't count my prizes in game 3 as well as I should have. So while he was doing his turn, I was like sorting my discard pile, trying to figure out what 3 cards I could have left in my deck.
Sure.
And a choice band was prized, so I knew I needed that to hit a Guzma, and my float stones were prized, or the float stones were gone. So I knew I was trying to figure out a way to get everything back.
Sure.
And at like the last second, it clicked, and I was like, oh, sick.
Yeah. No, I mean, it came right down to the wire. It took every card in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So you are 3-0 now.
Correct.
The deck kind of has an interesting way of interacting with matchups. And
it doesn't interact.
Yeah, sometimes you can just win the game before they play a card.
Yes.
So is that kind of why you felt you wanted to play it, or?
Yeah, I recently started working from 2:30 to midnight.
Oh.
So I don't have any time to test,
Sure.
and the expanded ladder is awful. So I thought I'd play a deck that was 9 rounds of solitaire.
Yeah. No, I mean, it seems to be working out so far.
I don't have to worry about setting up counters to plays if they never get to play.
Yeah, that's certainly a winning strategy. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
winning round 3. Did you have any shout-outs you wanted to give before we go?
100%. I want to give a few shout-outs. First shout-out to my biological dad for giving me the best genes to have the best hair in the game. Shout-out number 2, my dad, Papa Nick. He's great. He raised me. Shout-out number 3, my girlfriend, Nicole. I love you. You're the best. Don't leave me.
Well, pretty convincing argument there,
Yep.
especially after a dominant win. I don't know anybody who'd want to leave you after that. So congratulations again. Best of luck to you in the later rounds. We will be back with round 4 here. So be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be right back.